Okay, I'm doing this video because this is an extremely difficult task if you don't know what you're doing. So this is an ML430. The ML320s are exactly the same, and it doesn't matter what year, 99, 2000, 2001, it's the same procedure. So the fuel filter is located behind the driver's side, and if you look here, you'll see where I've placed the new fuel filter. It's right here. This is the location of where the old filter came. You can see it's a very tight spot. You have to have very small hands to be able to get in there. This is the old one. It came out from in there. And if you look at very closely here, you can see that these pipes are very brittle. This is how they come from the manufacturers. Very brittle. And this is the new type of filter. It's the long type. If you have a short one, if your ML has never had a service on the fuel filter, then you're going to have to replace your fuel filter and get the longer one. And they look a little different, these two types, but they are the same type of filter because the length indicates that it's the new type. The old type is short, fat. You can get in there with smaller hands and take it out, but they've done a modification. You would have to buy these pipes and the one that's in here, 3 of them. They cost about $135 to $160. The filter itself varies between $45 and $60, maybe $70, depending where you buy it. But I highly recommend, if your ML is giving trouble, maybe misfiring, that you go and have a look at your filter, because it's very possible that the original filter from the manufacturer, when your car was manufactured in 1999 or 2000, it has never been replaced. However, this one was replaced. I can see that because it's got the new pipes and the longer filter. So this is going to save me $150 or so, because I'm going to reuse these pipes. Now, if you look carefully here, it was very difficult to get in there. So you would need to take off the shroud that sits in here. So wheel comes off first, then the shroud. And there's a few plastic bolts which hold the shroud into the wheel well. Once you've taken those bolts off, then the shroud comes out. With a little bit of jiggling, you can get it out quite easy. It does help to have 2 people for this job. So what I did is I first tackled the fuel filter from this position here. I got this one out, and these pins, all these pins here, are the new type. You press them in, you press these buttons in. You can go and get a tool from some site online, and they cost about $60. I wouldn't do that. I didn't do that. I just used a little bit of finesse, and I get a heavy screwdriver, and I push these pins in, and they just pop off. They just slide off. And this is where you may need 2 hands to help you when you're pushing these in with your pliers or whatever. Somebody gets in between with a screwdriver and just jiggles it out, and it pops off. Remember, don't use too much force, because you'll crack these, and if you crack this, you'll get warnings, 443 type warnings on your computer, and you'll have tremendous headaches. So if you do crack one, you have to replace it. So this came out of here, and it goes all the way, these 2 pipes go all the way in the back there up to the fuel pump. That's where I took them out, because getting my hand in there to take these 2 out was extremely difficult. So I took the first one out first, and then I tackled the other part of taking these pipes out from the fuel pump. So if we just go up to where the fuel pump is, I'll show you. If you go through the back there. Here's the fuel pump, and each one of those pipes would fit onto here. And so you would push the pin in and pop it off, push the pin in and pop it off, and then very carefully, with some finesse, as you're working the filter out from in the wheel well, you get these 2 pipes to follow the filter out of its position. So just going back to where the fuel filter is. Oh, while we're here, if you don't do what I've done here by lifting up the seat, taking all the bolts off the seat and lifting up this carpet and going to the fuel pump and doing it from the fuel pump, you're going to more than likely break a pipe, and it's going to take you a lot longer to do. This was, I say, until I lifted this carpet away from the cover, that covers this fuel pump, I was having a lot of difficulty. This has taken all the pain away from changing this fuel filter. But when you start doing the procedure, it all makes a lot of sense to you. It all falls into place, and exactly what I'm saying you will understand. Thank you.